Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I'm very much passionate about beauty pageants and I love to spend most of my time watching and following the activities of Miss Nepal. So, a couple of months ago, I was watching the interview of our Miss Universe Nepal 2020 Ansika Sharma, where she has mentioned how the high school degrees that she has received have helped her to become strong, independent, and empowered woman that she is today. Also, she has clearly mentioned that the education system, especially of Nepal, can help students to become more hardworking, more determined, punctual, and enhances our creativity as we have lots of assignments to do, presentations to present, and we have to give a frequent written examinations that enhances our creativity. And I totally agree with her on this point. Most students imagine that these educational assignments are insignificant, but the fact is these assignments are given to assist the students for self-study and to clear their doubts on any subject. Yes, it's true that nowadays most of the people believe that these schools, colleges, and degrees are overrated. You know why? Because people think that the courses that are being taught in schools nowadays are overdated and they are not very useful in our practical life. Most of the people be like, I want to become a dancer or I'm very much passionate about music. So what am I going to do with the sine, cos, and tan theta that are being taught in our school curriculum? That is not very useful in our practical life and in that respective fields. So people think that they are learning more from their personal experiences and self-practice rather than any educational institution. But I think most of the people are confusing school with education, schooling with education. Education is not overrated, schooling is overrated, and we must understand the fact that schools do not necessarily produce the educated people. We, the educated class of Nepal, are not knowing the real difference between being educated and acting educated. We consider ourselves educated just because we have been to school, we have got the degrees, we have the certificates, or maybe because we are educated just because we can talk in English like this in front of the people, they assume us as an educated one, right? But no, that's not an education. The real education is when you can actually successfully apply what you have learned in the reality. Like each one of us know that we have to water a plant in order to nurture it and make it grow. But when we don't do that, when we don't water a plant, when we know we have to water it in order to make it grow, then we can't call us as an educated people. So we must apply what we have learned theoretically in our practical life to call ourselves educated. So maybe that's also the reason why people are assuming that these schools, colleges, and degrees are overrated nowadays. But I believe if we see our education system optimistically, I also believe that our education system has actually helped students like me to become more hardworking, passionate, determined, creative, and ambitious. Now, does high school educate students and show us the path to the success? Of course, yes. Civil rights activist Martin Luther King has once said, the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character is the goal of true education. His words still ring true today. High school educations or the degrees have definitely make us educated and it has also shown us the keys or have given us the key to the professional success. Degrees can give us the personal control of our life, has made this whole world a better place, allows us or have given the skills that are required for the employment, allows us to turn our dream into a reality, and sharpens our financial intelligence. So, if given a chance, I would agree. I would definitely agree to repeat my high schools and degrees all over again if I could, because staying in the library for a long time or studying at home in front of our laptop might be difficult or tough, but we can learn a lot of life enhancing transferable skills in between these assignments that will be with us forever.
5 minutes time, Anisha.
Now, the real question that we all have in our mind is, what is the best, self-education or the formal education? Sure, we all need the basic fundamentals of the education, that is how to read, how to write, the basics of maths, the general knowledge of history, science, and geography. And to have people surrounded who knows these basic concepts definitely makes our whole world a better off. But if we want to learn the best life lesson, then we must have to learn to educate ourselves from within. When we learn to educate ourselves from within, when we are successful, to focus on the self-education rather than getting high marks in the formal education, then trust me, no one can stop us from becoming successful. No one can stop us from becoming successful. Thank you.